Nico Iamaleava. Is that his name?
That's about right.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I am
Iamaleava,
Iamaleava,
Yeah.
I believe.
quarterback at Tennessee. So
Former quarterback at Tennessee.
yeah, so he's gone. Heupel, I got to hand it to Heupel. He has some stones, and even though he's probably their best quarterback, otherwise he wouldn't be the starter.
He is.
He drew a line in the sand. He said, "Nope." He said, "No one's bigger than the power T." Here's the audio.
Obviously, we're moving forward as a program without him. I said it to the guys today. There's no one that's bigger than the power T, and that includes me. And they hear me say that a lot inside of that team room. This program has been around for a long time, with a lot of great coaches, a lot of great players that came before that laid the cornerstone pieces, the legacy, the tradition that is Tennessee football. It's going to be around a long time after I'm done and after they're gone. And that's what's special about being here, is that there is a legacy and a tradition that is so rich.
Well, I will say this. Kudos to Tennessee. I think this is...
I don't think a lot of coaches would have done that.
I think it's the right thing to do.
Do you? I think some would. I don't think a lot.
I think a lot would be too scared to.
Yes.
I agree.
This is a ballsy move because you went, 9-3? Or did you have 10 wins last year? Enough to get you into the playoff. You got drilled by Ohio State, but it's a freshman.
Playoffs.
You assume he's going to get better. If next year, if you fall on your face and you regress and your quarterback's terrible, people are going to look at you and be like, what the hell, man? It's $1.5 million. You couldn't come up with $1.5 million. But I do think eventually, in this world where right now we have no regulations, it's the wild, wild west, you have to have some form of structure. You have to say, we may not have outside rules, but we have interior rules. And I would hope everything from Dan Lanning saying no to this, I hope in general, this is the tipping point where schools collectively say, we're not doing this crap. Like there is a line. And I said this a year ago. If I'm one of these big schools, I am out of the 5-star quarterback business. Realize now when you take Nico, I think it's 6 of the top 7 quarterbacks from his class have already transferred. So you're giving these kids millions of dollars to show up on your campus. They do not stick. They do not stay. And even the ones that are there aren't very good. I mean, it's the Malachi, the Malachi Nelsons of the world at USC, Dante Moore. Like, even if they do work out, they don't work out for you. Stop giving these kids $2.5 to $3 million to come as freshmen. I'm out on that. And I would like to think that this is a turning point where teams in general say no. And I'll be interested to see what the market is. Of course, Nico's team is coming out and saying he's got offers from $4 million from all these schools. They won't say what it is. I want to see what the market is for this kid. He can't transfer in the SEC. The SEC has a rule where you can't transfer and be immediately eligible in the SEC. So it's got to be outside of that. And look, let's be honest. He's not that good. And this is the one caveat I'll have about Heupel. Yes, it was awesome that he said no. I also think it makes it plausible to do it when the kid isn't very good. What will be really the do you have the balls to do it? Let's say Bo Nix after his junior year at Oregon, who damn near won the Heisman Trophy, right? If Bo Nix comes to Oregon and is like, hey, you want me? It's costing $4 million. I need to see the team do that, because it's one thing to tell this kid no. If you watch Tennessee, dude, their passing offense was dreadful. And this kid in any meaningful game kicked rocks. Doesn't mean he can't get better, but this kid was not an elite quarterback, far from it. So it's one thing to boot the starting quarterback. It's another thing to boot a Heisman Trophy type quarterback.
Well, Nico has been linked with 3 programs. And see, like, to me, I think that the good established programs and coaches don't really need his crap.
Yeah.
And I think that's Heupel in Tennessee, and I think that's Lanning in Oregon.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the programs that are down or desperate that have to take more risks.
Can totally see that.
And so he has been linked to 3 schools, and they are all kind of in that category of maybe need to take more risks. One is UCLA, because he's from Long Beach. 2 is Tulane, and 3 is North Carolina.
By the way, I think all of those are perfect.
With
And Nico,
Bill Belichick.
I hope the money's worth it for you, man. Good luck at UCLA. Good luck at Tulane.
And semi-breaking news, North Carolina is now out.
Yeah, just because look, and it's not even the fact for me that he wants more money. Look, there's no rules in place, so go get what you can get. There's no guarantee that you're going to be an NFL quarterback. In fact, right now, I'm betting against it. So get what you can when you can. But boy, you had a real good situation going in Tennessee. A really, really good situation. You probably could have gotten an extra $500,000 out of them, making $3 million. Be there for a couple years. Your job is secure. You got great infrastructure around you. Great quarterback minded head coach. Retire a Tennessee legend. Never have to worry about anything. But you got so damn greedy. And the way you went about it and the way your dad went about it, you have stained your name. You have stained your reputation. And you didn't have to go about it this way. You could have maximized your value, but still kept your good name. And I think a lot of programs, as you said, are going to look at this and be like, dude, I'm not doing this. But you were in the college football playoff and your dad is going to the head coach and saying, I need more money or my kid isn't going to play. I promise you that when Dan Lanning heard that, he's like, no, dude, that's not how we do things here. And I think there's a lot of coaches that you just eliminated yourself from. Why? Over some money when you already have, if you were just smart and you played it out, regardless of what happens in the NFL, you will have made somewhere in the neighborhood of probably $10 million at Tennessee, enough to retire and never have to play a day in the NFL. But you didn't. You and your dad decided to try to squeeze every drop, and you did it in a piss poor way. And everyone in the country now, by the way, is rooting against you. Everybody. You've become the villain. And for a kid that wasn't very good last year under pressure, cool. Have as much pressure as you want now to go win at UCLA or Tulane.